Hi TransByDef, this is Christine and I'm going to give you sort of a life update. Um, Hopefully this will be pretty brief. As you know, we all got life interrupted is what we're calling it, which is actually I believe Jenny's title for what it is, but it's been a busy time. For me, my divorce case kind of took sort of a U-turn. We thought we had a joint parenting agreement worked out. Some things happened, and the children's guardian ad litem became involved, and we ended up having to revisit pretty much our entire parenting agreement. The good news is it was in my favor. She wanted to make a few minor changes, but it would have, the way that she originally pushed it, it would have put us into a conflict, which would have caused some problems. It definitely caused a lot of conflict between myself and my ex for a while there. I think we're through that now. I hope we're through that now. The agreement that we have, it continues to allow us to both have joint custody of the kids. In doing that agreement, there were a couple of things that got added to it, and a couple of those actually affect TransByDef. There's 2 points that are because well, 3 points that are because I'm LGBT. One of them is basically that the fact that I am LGBT is not considered immoral conduct with respect to our parenting agreement. Because otherwise, you know, at some point it could go back into court and somebody could say, well, you're trans, so that's immoral conduct. So that's ruled out in the agreement. Another one is the limitation on me being able to go to things with my kids. And then another one is about me including pictures of the children in any of my advocacy efforts. So, you know, earlier on, I was including, you know, in my videos, a thing on the end with pictures of my kids. Because I wanted to kind of show what my life was like a little bit. I mean, my kids are awesome. And my ex didn't want me to talk about it at all. And she didn't want me to put pictures in. Really, she just didn't want me to talk about it. And I fought that a little bit, but I still said, okay, for advocacy things, I won't include pictures of the kids. Because there's a little bit of fear that something could happen to the kids, and the guardian ad litem was on her side with that. And they thought maybe I was being a little overly naive by including so much information about myself and just being so blatantly, obviously open about who I am. And I mean exactly where you can find me if you want me. You know, my hope is that in my advocacy efforts, I'm not exposing my kids to harm, but I'm freeing them from future harm. And if that doesn't work, at least if somebody comes and does something to me, you know what I actually thought, and you know where I stood. So anyway, we worked out a new joint parenting agreement. It's actually a little bit better for me. You know, I get to spend actually even a little bit more time with my kids than I did in the original agreement. But it's not in any way restrictive on my ex. In fact, I was insistent on it because I didn't want her to feel like she wasn't a part of the kid's life. Even though we don't see eye to eye on views on everything, even though we have a lot of differences of opinion, I wanted her to know that she was still important, and hopefully she figures that out. So I argued against getting full custody, even while the guardian ad litem was recommending it. So anyway, life interrupted there for the divorce, but not just the divorce. I also had to move. So this is a new house that I'm in, and this new house I'm only in for the months of June and July, after which I need to vacate. It is a college rental, which I was able to get for the summer because my previous landlord wanted me out so that she could fix the place up, turn it around, and sell it before fall. I had hoped to buy it and not me buy it because I don't have any money. I'm like dead broke, bankruptcy broke. But my parents are willing to help me out a little. And the way that they're going to do that is they're going to buy the house and rent it to me. And then after renting it for a little while, hopefully turn it into a land contract or a mortgage. And I basically will own the house with interest. I mean, so they're not going to lose money on this deal, unless I default and the house doesn't sell for what they put into it. They're not going to lose money on the deal. They'll, make roughly what they would make on putting it in a savings account, maybe a little more. But it's still a huge break to me because my credit rating doesn't allow me to even do that. So I'm gonna probably own a home again soon. And the house that I'm looking at is kind of awesome. It's better than I could possibly have imagined if I actually get it. And I couldn't do it without the help of others. My parents have a limited amount of money that they can put in. I mean, they're doing it out of their retirement funds. So they're putting in some money, and then it wasn't quite enough to get the house that I wanted. It was enough to get the house, but it's not enough to do all the repairs that need to be done. Because, the idiot previous owners, I mean, I shouldn't call them idiots because they're doing me a heck of a favor, but they didn't winterize it. And by the time their foreclosure processed, the pipes were probably frozen. They turned off electric and heat, and a lot of the pipes burst or appear to have had some damage. A lot of stuff is out, and nothing's there. There's no power, there's no water, there's nothing. And so we don't know just how much damage there was. We just know there's probably damage. Now, it was a pretty mild winter, but I live in the Midwest. So things did freeze, and you can tell that some things froze because whoever did the winterizing pulled out some stuff that was obviously broken, which included a lot of toilets and sinks. But anyway, because of that, I'm getting a really cheap house for what I would have expected, if I can get it, and I think I can. I'll have a 5-bedroom house with 4 bathrooms for $50,000, maybe. I hope so. But that's my life interrupted. I'm moving, and I've had the divorce stuff going on. That's been kind of crazy. A lot of stress, a lot of tension. Um, you know, my kids are busy finishing up, or were busy finishing up school, and a lot of, you know, after school activities that, you know, concerts and things that just I wanted to go to because it's my kid's life. So we didn't do a lot, although we did experiment with some of the online stuff. But that's, I mean, I guess that's been my life. I've been moving and packing and unpacking, and then I'm going to be repacking. Life interrupted. I think Jenny's got a good name for it. But hopefully we're back on track now, and we'll be able to do some more videos, and things will be good. You know, I do actually love comments down below. I love comments. And, you know, I'm actually pretty accessible if you want to talk. If you're trans or dealing with things, you know, hit me up. You know, check us out on Facebook. You can find me there. I comment. I like things all the time. You know, feel free to send me a friend request and say, hey, saw you on TransByDef. Yeah. Okay. Have a good night, week, whatever. And hopefully everything's well. Oh, and everybody should probably, you know, say congratulations to Charlotte. I believe she had a little surgery this week. So, yeah. We'll talk to you soon, next week. And, yeah. Okay, bye.